Good evening. Good evening, and welcome to Independence High School for the 2021 Chagrin Valley Conference Fall Sports Awards celebration. My name is Steve Hare. I'm the CVC Sports Information Director, and I'm really excited to recognize the best of the best from around the league tonight. Joining me is Independence Athletic Director Annie McGee. So we're going to, kind of use some teamwork here to get these awards passed out, get your athletes recognized up on stage. The way it'll work is as we go through each individual sport, we'll call out your name. As your name is called, walk up to the stage. You'll get your plaque and just kind of hang out on the stage until the entire sports group is done, and then you can go back to your seat. Some house cleaning items. Restrooms are out these doors and to your right, or out the back doors and to the right. So if you have to go, please feel free to step out and take care of business and come on back in. As excited as I am tonight, I'm a little bit more nervous than I thought I would be. I didn't expect to see so many faces staring back at me. It kind of reminds me of my first public speaking engagement. I was in college. I was a president of a student organization, and we had an annual awards banquet, and our advisor said, you're going to have to give a speech. And I said, what do you mean? I've never done anything like that. So I was really nervous. So he told me, just come up with a couple jokes, tell a joke, loosen everybody up, and things will go swell. So I spent the next couple days coming up with some jokes that you can tell at a function such as that. I know plenty of the other jokes, but, those family-friendly jokes, I didn't know too many. So I spent a lot of days working on that. So game day comes, and I'm ironing my shirt in the living room of my college house on Lincoln Street in Kent, and the phone rings. And this is way back before cell phones. So I actually had to walk into the kitchen, pick up the receiver off the wall, and it was my mother. So, of course, I had to talk to Mom for a little bit. She gave me some words of encouragement. And, so I said, thanks, Mom. She told me she loves me. Aw. Hung up the phone. I went back in the living room where I was ironing, and I realized the iron had fallen over onto my shirt. So I prop it back up, and I said, well, that's not good. Fortunately, I was wearing a sports jacket, too. So I threw my sports jacket on. I went to the event, stood up at the podium, and I froze. Forgot all of these great jokes that I had come up with. So I did what anyone else would have done. I walked over to the side of the podium, took off my jacket, turned around, and then everybody cracked up upon seeing this iron mark on my shirt. So that was supposed to play better tonight. Give me some laughs. There we go. Now I'm feeling good. All right, so to get started, we are going to honor our student athletes who are in first team all-conference, as well as our top teams and CVC coaches of the year. Before we get to that, I want to highlight some of our top performances from the fall sports season and provide some recognition for our commissioner and athletic directors in making this fall sports season such a success. The CVC is the third largest conference in the state of Ohio. We have 22 teams, 22 schools spanning 5 counties. That's a big conference. Playing and participating in a conference, it provides a lot of challenges, especially when you've got one as big as ours. But more importantly, the shared resources and collective goals of the member schools have created a league that thrives on and off the playing field. Every conference in the state of Ohio shares many similar attributes, but the CVC is a lot different because we have administrators and a commissioner who are forward thinkers, and our commissioner has a vision to turn this conference into a model for the rest of the nation to follow. From events such as this one to our leadership summits, our mental health symposiums, the league website, CVC TV, and the upcoming CVC All-Star Games, Commissioner Don Lewis hasn't heard an idea he didn't like. And with his support and that of the league principals and athletic directors, we're on the verge of something very special here in the Chagrin Valley Conference. Our athletes and coaches take care of business on the field. Our commissioner administrators perform most of their work outside the public eye. But I assure you, this is a hard-working group of folks committed to providing their student athletes and coaches with the tools they need to be successful. And success is what we're all about in the Chagrin Valley Conference. We had a great fall. But before we do that, I want to give a big round of applause for all of our athletic directors and our commissioner who aren't here, and then for our athletic director who is here on a Sunday evening, Annie McGee. But please, just give a round of applause for all of their hard work this fall. Thank you. And now we're going to move on to recognizing our athletes. Again, I want to give a rundown of the success our teams enjoyed this fall. 14 out of 21 CVC football teams qualified for the playoffs. Several won their first round game, and the Kirtland Hornets remain in the hunt for a fourth straight state championship. 4 CVC players were named the Northeast Lakes District Players of the Year, and 2 coaches earned Coach of the Year honors. Saturday, the Chagrin Falls girls soccer team won its second state title, highlighting the fact that the CVC had 4 girls teams and 1 boys soccer team competing in the regional semifinals. 9 CVC soccer players earned All-Ohio honors, and that number grew once I saw the full list, so I think it's at 13. So it's 13 CVC soccer players earned All-Ohio honors, and 3 coaches were recognized as Ohio's Coach of the Year. Kirtland's Marco Valentic and Erica Chippa both were recognized as the Division III Players of the Year for the state of Ohio. That's an amazing accomplishment for one conference, let alone one school, to sweep the boys and girls Player of the Year honors. Independence's volleyball team advanced to a 5th straight state Final Four. Let that sink in, 5 straight Final Fours. Unfortunately, the Blue Devils finished as a Division III state runner-up for the 4th straight season. Little Buffalo Bills vibe going on there. And meanwhile, Kirtland's volleyball team won its 2nd straight district title. 4 Chagrin Valley Conference runners earned All-Ohio honors at the state cross-country meet, and Orange's Alexis Nyborg finished as a Division II state runner-up in tennis. We've already seen over 20 CVC athletes earn All-Ohio honors, and we expect that number to grow in the near future. We also had 13 CVC student athletes win a state or school award from the High School Heisman Scholarship Program. I saw Lucas Stoddard out there. Raise your hand, Lucas. There he is. Lucas Stoddard was the state winner for the state of Ohio, and I believe the national award is going to be announced next week, December 1st. There you go. Close enough. A week, 2 weeks, all the same, right? Okay. Among the fall season's most impressive feats was Hawkins Jr. Ella Wong winning the Division II state golf championship. Is Ella out there? Where you at, Ella? There you go. Outstanding run. That was fantastic. Congratulations go out to all of the above athletes and teams for their success this season. For the rest of you watching at home, or if you're out here supporting your teammates, hopefully you'll be inspired by these accomplishments. If they can do it, you can too. All right, first up is going to be football. And we had only about 20 of these kids that RSVP'd, so we're going to call out some names that may not be here. But again, as I call out your name, please come up to the stage and accept your first team all-conference award. You ready? Plaques are for MVPs. Okay, so if you're a first team award winner, you're going to just come up to the stage and be recognized. These are going to go in no particular order. And we did ask for phonetic spellings of names, and we received about maybe 10%. So if I do mess up your name, it isn't intentional unless I don't like you, in which case it is intentional. Okay, first up, from Crestwood, we've got a host of Red Devils. Cody Brugman, a sophomore. Jonas Honeycutt, a junior. The gunslinger, Evan Daniels, a senior. Senior Louis Blasioli. Senior Ethan Strahan. And senior Aiden Gutglick. Next up, some Independence Blue Devils here on their home court. Senior Michael Tomer. Michael Tomer was the Offensive Player of the Year for the Northeast Lakes District and a first-team all-district selection. I need to go back and backpedal a little bit. Louis Blasioli also was the CVC Offensive Player of the Year, so big shout-out to Louis. A senior from Independence, Kyle Zigman. Kyle is one of the best all-around athletes in the conference. Sad to see him in his final year here at Independence. Ethan Surlick, a junior. Did I get that right, Annie? Surlick? Yeah. Junior Rory Corrigan. Senior Ashton Lurtz. Senior Lucas Martinez. Junior Luke Pascarella. And senior Casey McGee. Among the Independence athletes, you had the Offensive Player of the Year for the district, which was Kyle Zigman. The Defensive Player of the Year for the district, which was Ashton Lurtz. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of those athletes were first-team all-district, including Tomer, Surlick, Corrigan, Pascarella, and McGee. Now on to some Wycliffe Blue Devils. From one Blue Devils team to another. We've got junior Vincent Gargiulo. And sophomore E.J. Mester. You guys might need to slide down a little bit just to make a little more room. Got a whole bunch of you here. All right, and from Trinity, the Trojans, we've got senior Dominic Pagano. Junior Michael Miles, a first-team all-district selection. Moving on to Ashtabula County, Edgewood, a senior Troy Peterson. Troy was the Ashtabula County Defensive Player of the Year, a first-team All-Northeast Lakes and a first-team All-Northeast Lakes District selection. Some Lakeside Dragons coming up, a senior Sam Petros. Sam was the Ashtabula County Offensive Player of the Year and a first-team All-District selection. A.J. Raffa, a senior. First-team Ashtabula County, honorable mention Northeast Lakes District. Junior Jay-Sean Sanders. Jay-Sean was a first-team Ashtabula County running back and an honorable mention Northeast Lakes District selection. And lastly, from Lakeside is junior Angelo Colazzo, a second-team all-Ashtabula County defensive back. And we just got word about a half an hour ago, moving on to Cuyahoga Heights. None of the Cuyahoga Heights players will be here. They had a couple of issues come up, but there's a host of Heights players here. Colin Decca, a senior. Jacob Favazzo, a senior. Ryan Krajewski, a senior. Luke Torgerson, a senior. David Collins and Seth Kusia, both juniors. And Francis Connors, a sophomore. Now for your Berkshire Badgers, a senior, Denton Yoder. A senior, Cage Martin. And a junior, Josh Brown. All three of those Badgers were honorable mention Northeast Lakes District selections. And we've got a few more Badgers to go. Haven't forgotten about you out there. A senior, Lucas Stoddard. As we already mentioned, Lucas is the state winner for the state of Ohio for the high school Heisman Scholarship Program. He was also the CVC Co-Defensive Player of the Year and a first-team Northeast Lakes All-District selection. And not a bad wrestler either. The real season's coming up, right, Lucas? Another Badger, a honorable mention Northeast Lakes District selection, a junior, Hunter Nicholson. Hunter might be the biggest running back you've ever seen. And one more Badger, a senior, Ethan McCaskey, another honorable mention all-district selection. representing the Perry Pirates, all seniors, Aiden Leffelhawk, Logan Cosiano, Jaden Anderson, Jared Allen, and Brock Sivan. Up next are the West Cuyahoga Wolverines. We've got a senior in Tori Stazzoni. Tori was a first-team All-District wide receiver, a two-time All-District selection, and a two-time All-CVC selection. Senior Luca Gasparino. Luca was a two-time All-CVC award winner, a three-time All-District selection. He was All-State in 2020, and he was first-team All-District as an offensive lineman this year. Junior Austin Pasco. Austin was a first-team All-District defensive lineman. Senior Lucas Sadler. Lucas was first-team All-District at linebacker and a two-time All-CVC honoree, as well as a two-time All-District selection. And lastly, from West Cuyahoga, a senior, Joey Delala. Joey was All-State in 2020. He's a two-time All-CVC and two-time All-District honoree. Also two-time All-CVC soccer performer. And he was first-team All-District as a kicker this season. Lutheran West Longhorns, you are on the clock. First up is a senior, the offensive MVP for the CVC Metro Division, running back Eddie Lewis. A freshman and the defensive MVP for the Metro Division, not a bad honor for a freshman, Demarion Gill. Junior Richard Lukey. Senior Dominic Capretta. Junior Eli Burns. Sophomore Greg Fuentes. And senior Manny Diaz. Next up are the Chagrin Falls Tigers, led off by a senior, Nick D'Alessandro, first-team All-District. Junior Donnie Hardy, who was also first-team All-District. Senior Cole Edinger, who was second-team All-District. And senior Andrew Kirkpatrick, who was first-team All-District. And the Cardinal Huskies are next. A senior, Mike Soltis. Mike was a 2020 All-State honoree, second-team All-CVC last year, first-team All-District last year. This year he was first-team All-Northeast Lakes District. Another senior, John Avalon. John was honorable mention All-District last year, second-team CVC last year, and first-team All-District this year. And senior Anthony Soltis, another first-team All-District performer. J.R. Kochi, a senior, honorable mention All-District. And lastly, from Cardinal, a senior, Mac Robinson, honorable mention All-District. And last but not least, at least on my list, this is all I have, so I hope it's correct, Annie. From Hawken, junior, Dom Johnson, second team, All-District. A senior, A.J. Sands, honorable mention, All-District. Junior, Chris Shea, honorable mention, All-District. And senior, Jordan Harrison, honorable mention, All-District. coaches now? Okay. And now we're going to honor our coaches of the year for football. I don't have these in order, so I have to kind of scan my list. I only see one on my list, Annie. Oh, there's the second one. Okay, so from Crestwood, the Valley Division winner, Jack D'Amato. And I have to tell a little story here. Jack may not know it, but Coach D'Amato became a huge favorite of the Chagrin Valley Conference athletic directors. And it really had nothing to do with anything he did other than helping out in Week 10 with a win to create to clear up some confusion as to how that league was or that division was going to shake out. In Week 8, there were 5 teams that could have staked claim to the CVC Valley Division Championship. The only way to get around that was for Crestwood to win out, and the Red Devils did just that. So on behalf of all the ADs, thank you. That would have been an interesting situation. And John Perella from Lutheran West, the Metro Division champions. Bob Gesowich from Perry, I know isn't here. And then Kirtland head coach Tiger Laverty also couldn't make it today. So ladies and gentlemen, these are most of your CVC first team all-conference football players here. Big round of applause. Thank you, gentlemen, and congratulations. Up next, we're going to move into boys soccer. Okay, up first for boys soccer. These, again, are all of the first team all CVC performers. Starting with Chagrin Falls, a senior, Alex Cantor. Second team All-Ohioan. Junior, Andrew Nachtway. And now on to the Kirtland Hornets, and I know at least one is here. Johnny Raguse, a senior. John is a 2021 second team All-Ohioan, obviously a first team All-CVC performer. He was CVC first team last year, News Herald second team. 2019 Greater Cleveland and CVC second team and a News Herald honorable mention selection. And a 2018 Greater Cleveland and CVC honorable mention selection. So Johnny's been around a long time and he's performed at a high level. I know there are a heck of a lot more Kirtland kids, but they are not on my list. Okay. We're going to get through boys soccer, and then we're going to loop back. I have incomplete lists, folks. So Kirtland boys soccer, if you guys want to come up now, and I can call you out when I see you. I'll get them after boys soccer. We'll go back, double back. Is that it that's here for tonight? Okay. That's why they're not on my list then. They're not here. So we will move on to the Berkshire Badgers, starting with junior Jack Jacobs, a second team All-Greater Cleveland performer. Apollo Persick, a junior, first team All-Greater Cleveland. From, now I've got, boy, this list is fun. Senior Drew Ferrari from Crestwood. I think that's it for Crestwood. Lutheran West, we're moving to the Longhorns. Junior Braden Lamb, the co-MVP of the Metro Division. Sophomore Jacob Bacho. Sophomore Carter Bonacci. And now from Grand Valley, a senior, Kyle Benson. Kyle was a first-team all-district selection out in the Youngstown area, CVC Scholar Award winner, and obviously 2021 CVC first-team all CVC. A junior from Grand Valley, Jordan Briggs. Jordan was a second-team all-district performer. Now moving on to a couple of Independence Blue Devils. Both are seniors, starting with Casey McGee, two-time first-team all-Greater Cleveland selection. And senior Emmett Stralka, who we just learned today was second-team All-Ohio and first-team, two-time first-team all-Greater Cleveland, all-Greater Cleveland area selection. Jeopardy theme song. And now a couple of players from Wycliffe, starting with senior Gabe Storr, first team all-Greater Cleveland selection. And junior Colin Casey, who was first team All-Ohio, as well as first team all-Greater Cleveland. From Perry, we have senior Calvin Rowan. Three from Hawken, starting with junior Gage Greter, the CVC Co-Player of the Year. Sophomore Johnny Drockton. And senior Nick Bollinger. We have two seniors from Orange, Jake Tartaglia. He was a first-team all-Greater Cleveland selection and an All-Ohioan. And senior Jake Abrams, who was first-team all-Greater Cleveland. Are there any other boys soccer players, first-teamers that are here? If so, come on up. All right, so my list was kind of accurate. I do want to mention that Kirtland's Hans Chippa was named the Division III Assistant Coach of the Year. Hans, I know you're out there. Come on up, Hans. All right. And now, once again, let's have a big round of applause for our first team All-CVC soccer players. Now some Coaches of the Year. From Berkshire, the Valley Division Coach of the Year and the Greater Cleveland Division III Coach of the Year, Nick Fegidellum. I practice that name all day. My daughter just calls him Fedge, so I think I'll try that too. But and let's see, boys soccer from Hawken, Vlad Murasan. The Chagrin Division Coach of the Year. Annie, I don't have Metro. Okay. Metro Division Coach of the Year, are you out there? All right. These are our all-CVC first-team boys soccer players along with the Coaches of the Year. A big round of applause. All right. Thank you, gentlemen. Congratulations and good luck. Thanks. All right, we're going to double back to football for a moment since apparently I missed some players. So if you were not called for football and you are here as a first-team All-CVC performer, come on up to the stage. There's Gage Sullivan from Kirtland. Anyone else come with you, Gage? Representing the Kirtland Hornets, a first-team All-CVC performer, Gage Sullivan. What's that? It went on the list. They gave me a list. It went on there. Thanks, Gage. Moving on to girls soccer. Did I tell you how great our girls soccer teams were? Have I mentioned that? The only downside to that is 2 of our CVC teams knocked off 2 other ones in the postseason. Chagrin Falls beat West Cuyahoga, and Kirtland beat Berkshire in the regional round. But it's incredible that we had 5 teams in the Elite 8. It's crazy. And now we're going to get to meet a lot of the girls and the reasons why they were so good. Starting off with the Chagrin Falls Tigers, raise your hand if you watched the state championship game. Okay, so for those of you that didn't, you have homework tonight. I want you to go home and I want you to watch the video that we have on the CVC website of the shootout between Cincinnati, Wyoming and the Chagrin Falls Tigers, because the first girl that I'm going to introduce, unbelievable what she did during that 5-minute stretch to lead the Tigers to a state title. So first up here for our girls soccer first teamers, Peyton Gillen, a senior from Chagrin Falls. Peyton is a 2-time All-Ohioan and just the GOAT. In state title games, she's just the GOAT. That's the only way I can describe what she did in blocking 2 PKs in the shootout. And I think the best save of the day was the last one, like at the 90th minute there. That was just sick. Next up from Chagrin Falls, a senior, Sarah Burgess. Second team All-Ohioan, first team All-Greater Cleveland. Final PK, too, the game winner. And next from Chagrin Falls, a junior, first team All-Greater Cleveland selection, Alana McGinnis. Once again, do your homework. Watching that 5-minute PK shootout, just unbelievable. Well done, ladies. Next up from Independence, a senior, Alex Adams. And also from Independence, sophomore, Elena Nowak. From West Cuyahoga, a junior, Megan McGinnis. Also from West Cuyahoga, junior Frankie Flesher, a second-team All-Ohioan. Frankie's also a heck of a softball player, but you'll have to wait to the spring for that. A senior from West Cuyahoga, Ray Airbar. I'm glad we have Independence in between Chagrin and West Cuyahoga. Things could get ugly here tonight. You guys might want to spread out this way. You're going to have a whole crew coming behind you. From Crestwood, a senior, Ava Morey. Second team All-District selection. And also from Crestwood, a senior, Grace Schweikert. And my list contains the Independence girls for the second time. And a senior from Beechwood, Aaliyah Edwards, a second-team All-Greater Cleveland selection. From Wycliffe, freshman Ava Gabriel. That's a name I've heard around Wycliffe girls soccer for many years. Morgan Gabriel, I assume there's a connection. Sophomore from Wycliffe, Annabella Storr. A senior from Trinity, Jillian Kalick. A junior from Edgewood, Victoria Weaver. The Next up, a senior from Cuyahoga Heights, Regan Sturgeon. Might take her a little while to get up here. Come on, Regan, hustle. Rub some dirt on it. While she's walking up to the stage, I want to let you know that Regan was the MVP of the Metro Division, a 4-time first-team All-CVC selection, a 2-time CVC Metro MVP, a 3-time All-Greater Cleveland first-team selection, and a 2-time All-Ohioan. At CVC Girls Soccer Media Day, I swear Regan's been around for like 8 years. That's how good she is. She's just that good. You think she's played forever. So we'll miss her in the CVC. And now moving on to the Perry Pirates, a freshman phenom, Jordan Rowan. Senior, Faye Makad. Senior, Marcela Rodriguez. From Lakeside, senior, Janelle Bryan. From Lakeside, a senior, Sadie Hamilton. From Geneva, a senior, Kylie Scheiman. Kylie was the Valley Division MVP. Outstanding career for Kylie. Next up, we've got a couple of Kirtland Hornets. We're going to start with senior Juliana Vladik, a first-team All-Greater Cleveland selection. And this next player needs no introduction. Erica Chippa, a senior. We're going to have to take a minute to kind of talk a little bit about her accolades, but Chagrin Division MVP. She is a 2-time Division III Ohio Player of the Year. And I looked through my little crystal ball and I heard of something else coming along, but I can't disclose that just yet. Erica is a 2020 All-American. She closes out her Kirtland career with 170 goals and 39 assists. 2 state runner-up finishes, a state championship, and she's headed to Florida Gulf Coast University, a Division I school in Florida. Congratulations, Erica. Looping back to Geneva, since my list is out of order, a senior, Olivia Wilms. Next up are the Orange Lions, Sid Sarver, a senior. Stella Del Buso, a senior. Delala Regalbuto, a senior. And one more from Geneva. Oh, I don't know who alphabetized my list, but it didn't go well. Senior, Cassie Emmett. And now on to our coaches of the year for girls soccer, starting with the Chagrin Division. Co-coaches, Pamela Malone and Joe Chuney. From Perry, Rich Staver. And I don't have the Metro Division on here. Who won the Metro Division? Quick. Nobody? Nobody? Bueller? Bueller? Before we move on from our girls soccer award winners, I just wanted to take a moment to recognize the phenomenal 30-year career of Chagrin Falls girls coach Pam Malone, who was recently named the Ohio Division II Coach of the Year after leading the Tigers to a second state title. The first came in 1996, so a bit of a wait in between. But Coach Malone leaves the program in much better shape than she found it 30 years ago. Her record at the school was an amazing 398, 141, and 59 ties with 2 state titles. Coach, congratulations to you on your success, and thank you for your efforts in growing the sport, especially on the girls' side in Northeast Ohio. You will be missed. We have one more coach to honor in girls soccer, and that is Kirtland assistant coach Ivica Miljak, who was named the Division III Assistant Coach of the Year. Ladies and gentlemen, your 2021 CVC First Team All CVC Girls Soccer Players and Coaches of the Year. Next up, we're going to move into boys and girls golf. Starting with the boys, freshman from Chagrin Falls, Charlie Pollock. Sophomore from Chagrin Falls, Sven Nielsen. A senior from Lutheran West, DJ Robinson, a 2-year first-team All-CVC golfer. A sophomore from Independence, Mark Pilar. Mark is the Metro Division MVP, first-team Northeast Ohio, sectional champion, and he helped lead the Blue Devils to the state tournament for their first time in school history. A junior from Independence, Charlie DeCapua. Second team Northeast Ohio, and also helped lead the Blue Devils to the state tournament. And lastly from Independence, a junior, Sam Coddington. A senior from Wycliffe, Calvin Kakowski. A junior from Edgewood, Jimmy Johnston. A freshman from Edgewood, Mason Feather, a district qualifier. And your Valley Division MVP from Kirtland, a senior, Victor Alfieri. Another senior from Kirtland, Aaron Schultz. I think I've spelled Aaron's last name 3 or 4 different ways throughout the year. So Aaron, I apologize. A senior from Geneva, Aiden Richmond. Aiden was a district qualifier. He won a couple of tournaments this year. He was a CVC medalist in the preseason and postseason tournaments in the Valley Division. And we're going to move into girls golf. We'll keep the boys up here since it's a small group. A senior from Chagrin Falls, Allie Holtz. I'm saving this next one for last. No clues, though. A junior from Hawken, Kate Peterson. A sophomore from Independence, Molly McGreal, a first-team Northeast Ohio selection. A junior from Independence, Emma Canopa, also a first-team Northeast Ohio selection. A junior from Independence, Hillary Esper. Honorable mention, all Northeast Ohio. A junior from Edgewood, Casey Kanicki. Second team All-District and Ashtabula County's Golfer of the Year. A senior from Edgewood, Taylor Rakut. A sophomore from Perry, Emily Capitosti. Emily is the CVC Valley Division MVP. She was also second team Northeast Ohio. A senior from Perry, Ashley Anderson. And a freshman from Perry, Addie Trevsker. And I told you I was saving one for last. I already mentioned her earlier in the opening. It's junior Ella Wong from Hawken. As a freshman and a sophomore, Ella placed at the state tournament among the, I think, 8th and 6th. Ella, I'm going off memory. You got to correct me if I'm wrong, but close enough. So this year, I was watching Ella's scores come rolling in, and I think it was the CVC postseason tournament. I think she shot a 69 at Punderson. And it was that day where I'm like, oh, I think she's got a shot. So I went through the results from the state tournament last year, and I looked up all the girls to see who was coming back and who had graduated. And then I went through and I took like the top 10 or so, and I started going through all of their scores from the season. I'm like, oh, I think she's got this. I think she's got, it's going to take a great performance at the state tournament. But numbers, I'm an analytics guy, so the numbers were there. And I sent some information to her coach, and I'm like, Coach, I know this probably doesn't help you, but this is how I get excited, and I just love following these kids and the performances and their successes. So when I saw Ella's first day score, I just knew it was going to happen. And the next day, she was a couple strokes off that first day score, but unbelievable to go out and win the Division II state title. So congratulations, Ella. Now on to our coaches of the year for golf. For the Chagrin division from Independence, Carl Scholl. Carl created the golf program here at Independence 7 years ago, 5 years ago, 8 years ago. My math isn't so good. I went to Kent State. I'm better at activism and protesting than I am at math. So Carl led this new program to the state title a couple of years ago, and they returned to the state tournament this year. And the good news for the Blue Devils is every single golfer returns next year. From Perry, the CVC Valley Division champs, Blanche Davidson. I know Blanche is out there. For the boys, the Valley Division, Mike Marcinko from Independence led the Blue Devils to the state tournament for the first time in school history. And I'm missing the Chagrin boys. I believe that was Hawken. Can anyone confirm? Yes. So congratulations to the Hawks. Ladies and gentlemen, your 2021 CVC first team girls golfers and coaches of the year. Congratulations. Thank you, ladies, and good luck to you. Moving on to girls tennis. Girls tennis, I think they're all mad at me because I wasn't able to squeeze them into a fall media day, so next year I've got to do something extra special for our tennis players so I get back in their good graces. We're going to start out with our Valley Division MVP from Perry, sophomore Lily Walker. A freshman from Perry, Audrey Austin, second singles. A junior from Perry, Nikki Rosati, at third singles. A sophomore from Perry, Hannah Green, at first doubles. A junior from Perry, Zoe Hicks, at first doubles. And at second doubles, a sophomore and a senior from Perry, Alexa Titus and Caitlin Hamalaya. Close? Well, that was an easy group. Girls tennis coach of the year from Perry, Rob Walker. All right, right, another round of applause for our tennis players, first team all conference. Don't run away. It's time to recognize our first team all conference cross country runners. See what I did there? Tough crowd. Tough. All right, for our first team all CVC cross country runners from Grand Valley, a junior, David Steinley. David is a 3-time regional qualifier and a 2021 state qualifier. From Kirtland, a senior, Riley Greenlee. Riley is a dual sport athlete in the fall. She plays for Kirtland's soccer team and also runs cross country. She's a 4-time regional qualifier, a state qualifier, and the CVC Valley Division MVP from 2020. Pretty good kid, too. Most of the time. A freshman from Kirtland, Ainsley Borthwick, a regional qualifier. We're going to have 2 Kirtland first-teamers on the stage, and we have to note that for 2 years in a row, the Hornets have advanced as a team to the regional meet. Heck of an accomplishment for a growing team. From Orange, a senior, Kate Halloran. Kate is a 4-time regional qualifier and a state qualifier. From Crestwood, freshman, Kennedy Rhodes. And junior, Elaine Gayetti. From Edgewood, a junior, Granison Hill. Granison was a regional qualifier and the Ashtabula County cross-country champion this year. And freshman Maddie Crooks from Edgewood. Also an Ashtabula County champion this year and a state qualifier. And finally from Edgewood, a senior, Lacey Artman, a regional qualifier. We have 3 runners from Independence, all regional qualifiers. A junior, Kyle McGovern. Sophomore, Elena Nowak. You probably heard Elena's name during soccer as well. A first-team performer in both sports. And senior, Gabby McGreevy. From Wycliffe, junior, Tori Stiles. From Wycliffe, junior, Brady Pugh. From Perry, senior, Corey Lynch. Corey placed 23rd at the state cross-country meet this year. From Hawken, freshman, Brielle Collins. How's this for a freshman statistic? She was the CVC MVP, CVC champion, district champion, 5th place at regionals, and 14th place at the state meet, which earned her All-Ohio honors as a freshman. Not a bad first season. Another freshman from Hawken, Lorelei Godecki. CVC honorable mention, district team champion, regional qualifier, and part of the CVC team champions. A sophomore from West Yaga, Matthew Deans. Matthew was part of the West Yaga team that qualified for the regional and state meets. Freshman from Geneva, Alex Kohlhoff, a regional qualifier. A senior from Geneva, Renee Tetlow, a regional qualifier. A sophomore from Geneva, Maya Evangelista, a regional qualifier. And our last runner is a junior from West Yaga, Danny Kearns. Danny also was part of the Wolverines team that qualified as a team for regionals and the state meet. All right, Nick, come on up. Nick is a sophomore. CVC champion, I believe, right, Nick? And 14th, 16th-ish at the state meet? 9th. See, I told you about that math. Congratulations, Nick. And for our cross-country coaches of the year, we're going to start with the back-to-back CVC Valley Division girls champions. That's J.P. Moran from Kirtland. He should be the fastest guy up here, right? Come on, Coach, get your times down. From Hawken, the girls CVC Chagrin Division champs, Chris Ferroni. Annie, do you know who the boys' coaches were? What was the Hawken? The Valley Division boys CVC champs went to Berkshire, head coach Dave Kindle. And Hawkins boys. There she is. Sorry, Jessica, you're not on the list. In case you didn't catch the name, it was Jessica Laricia, right? Outstanding. These are some of our first team all-conference cross-country runners and our coaches of the year. Congratulations to you all. Congratulations. Coach Moran wanted to give a shout out to the Kirtland girls back there who came to support their teammates. Back-to-back champs. But now the bar is raised. What are you going to do next year? And finally, last but not least, our volleyball first teamers. And there's a bunch of them. I hope they're all here. Starting with Chagrin Falls, a senior, Lily Reaney. A junior from Richmond Heights, Diamond McClendon. A sophomore from Lutheran West, Sophia Simon. A junior from Crestwood, Amy Barnauskas. Amy was first team all-district as well. From Cuyahoga Heights, senior, Mia Spicer. A senior from Perry, Sammy DeBeese. Sammy was the MVP for the Lake Division and honorable mention All-Ohio. She is also a four-time first-team All-CVC performer. Another senior from Perry, Maddie Tharp. From Berkshire, a sophomore, Maddie Smetana. A junior from Berkshire, Sierra Berman. A senior from Brooklyn, Aubrey Kaminsky. A senior from West Yaga, Hannah Lorich. A senior from West Yaga, Stephanie Meyer. A junior from West Yaga, Caitlin Danschak. Caitlin is the CVC Chagrin Division MVP for 2021. Also a second-team All-CVC selection in 2020. From Crestwood, oh, we already mentioned her. This list, somebody got to get fired. A senior from Trinity, Amy McCarthy. Amy was also first-team All-District. Got a couple of Cardinal Huskies coming up, starting with senior Lindsay Hissa. And the co-MVP of the Valley Division, a 3-time first-team All-CVC performer and a 2-time first-team All-District performer from Cardinal, Haley Doman. We've got 2 from Geneva, a pair of seniors, Caitlin Minerick. Caitlin was second-team All-CVC last year and first-team All-District this year. And Kennedy Landris, second-team All-District this year, second-team All-CVC last year. The MVP of the Valley Division, a first-team All-Ohioan, a 4-time State Final Four and state finalist, Abby Avila from Independence. One other thing I'd like to mention about Abby. Abby set a state record with 59 assists in a 5-set match for Division III in 2019. She closes out her career with almost 300 assists in 8 matches in the state Final Four. Heck of an accomplishment, Abby. A senior from Independence, Callie Procopius. Callie also played in 4 straight Final Fours, 4 straight state championship matches, and she was a second-team All-Ohioan. A freshman from Hawken, Emily Monachino. Wear those knee pads when you need them. A junior from Kirtland, Ava Golem. Ava is the co-MVP of the Valley Division and a 3rd-team All-Ohioan. A junior from Kirtland, Natalie Glow. And a sophomore from Kirtland, Katie Reynolds. You see two juniors and a sophomore for Kirtland. They won back-to-back district titles and played in the regionals in back-to-back seasons, and I think you'll be back, right? That doesn't look so confident. There you go, much better. From Edgewood, a senior, Maddie Bales. And a senior from Edgewood, Claire Randolph. And lastly, a senior from Harvey, Monique Spikes. Our volleyball coaches of the year, in the Chagrin division, from West Yaga, Amber Baker. True story, last year, Amber defied Chagrin Valley Conference mandates and hung a banner. The CVC said, due to COVID and games being canceled, we weren't going to award league champions. West Yaga was on pace to win its first league title in school history, and they weren't going to be denied hanging that banner. So, so they did it for a 2nd straight year. Congratulations, Amber. From the Lake Division, the Perry Pirates, Mike Fitzgerald. I know he isn't here. He's out of town. Back-to-back-to-back champs for them. They were district qualifiers this year. From the Metro Division, it's Anthony Messina from Independence, who picked up his 100 win at Independence in 4 years 2 weeks ago. District championship or regional semi. Oh, no. Oh, he's not? Oh, from Lutheran West. I don't have her on my list. That's why I was going off memory. And Valley Division, do we know who that is? Arlena? Okay. And from Kirtland, Arlena Newcomer. I don't know Laura's last name. It's the long. You're going to tell it in my ear when you come up, and then I'm going to pretend like I knew it all along. The Metro Division Coach of the Year from Lutheran West is Laura Thrasi Vulu. Laura T. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, these are our first team all-conference volleyball players and coaches of the year. Big round of applause for them, please. Congratulations, ladies. Once again, congratulations to all the student athletes and coaches for a successful season, and thank you to each of you for representing the Chagrin Valley Conference with class and setting an example for other conferences to follow. Student athletes, coaches, administrators, parents, and fans, none of this is possible without your dedication and commitment to your team, your sport, your school, and your conference. I'd also like to give a big shout out to Independence Athletic Director Annie McGee and all the fine folks here at Independence for hosting this event and taking time out of a Sunday to get me in here 2 hours early and all that good stuff. And finally, our inaugural soccer and volleyball all-star games will be held in the next week. We hope to see you for the boys and girls soccer doubleheader at West Cuyahoga on Monday. Dress warm. I hear it's going to be cold. And next week, our volleyball all-stars will compete on Sunday at Berkshire. Both events will be live streamed on CVC TV. Also, our Winter Sports Media Days kick off on Tuesday with the girls basketball event, which we held at West Cuyahoga. On Wednesday, we have the Swimming and Diving Media Day event right here at Independence. And on Thursday, we have boys basketball here at Independence. Wrestling will take place in 2 weeks. So you can catch all those events live on CVC TV. And that's it. Thank you again, and I hope to see many of you at the Winter Sports Awards ceremony. I appreciate you coming out tonight.